Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all to the newbies. My name is AspieAnswersAll. Basically, I'm all about the mental health series versus sharing my life story, basically of my journey of all my pre-diagnosis, versus basically just seeing me in the flesh of who I am under those diagnoses. But I feel to reach out and hopefully, and as I said in one of my videos a long time ago, I think it was in my honesty tag video, that hopefully I'll be as real and transparent in my life story. Basically, even though not many people may not want to journey with me of my personal journey of what I go through in life, that's fine, because at the end of the day, as they say, your choices versus, your matter of opinions. I'm just hoping for these channel series of what I've been sharing, it will be educational and motivational and of support and value to one of you, regardless what it may be, what I share, if it's mental health and awareness versus just everyday topics that we go through, be it, of the eating disorders versus just, relationship breakdown, communication breakdown with our relationship and the like, basically. So that hopefully that I can be a mentor and advocate for you all, just to share basically my life experiences and just, maybe some tips, advice, ideas, or what have you to throw at you, just to hopefully gain a better understanding or how to, solve things, or not solve things to the point that you want to fix something that you feel may not be forever, fixed if it's already broken. And all further ado, at the moment, I'm doing the auditory processing disorder series. If you're new to my channel also, as well as to the oldies, welcome back. Just to clarify, I hope that, you guys are having a great one and that something is real good out there for you in the way of what I've shared. Okay, so before I finish off, basically this is going to be breaking down into, parts like every series of mine has been, with my mental health awareness series versus every other health topics that I'm wanting to address. Because as I said, I'm all about the health and awareness, health science and all that. Since I'm a, health science freak, or whatever you want to call me. But that's fine. Anyway, to be honest with you now, this is part 2 of the auditory processing disorder, which is based on the definitions. Okay, from what I've researched through Wikipedia and some journals, every, definition is different, and I'll be giving you mine. And before I begin, also put a disclaimer out there. I am no medical expert. I'm your everyday Joe Blogs that goes through everyday struggles like you guys do, regardless what it may be. I'm not perfect at giving the answers. I'm just sharing based on my life experiences. This is my training that I did 2 years ago through youth line, basically, and hopefully for some of the tips and advice that I have been sharing with you, regardless what it may be, that this will be of use and value to you, and that no matter what, that, if you feel that some of the signs and symptoms correlate to what I'm sharing with you all of whatever topic it may have arisen in the past or till now, feel free to seek professional help for your partner or whoever you feel concerned about, or even for yourself, as well as seeking medical advice. So, now, number 2, or shall I say part 2, definitions of auditory processing disorder. As I said, I've been researching through Wikipedia and some medical journals. And at this point of time though, however, even though most of it is based on American research of what I've been researching, I just humbly apologize. I was trying to look for something through, New Zealand based, but I just thought, sure, why not? Why don't I just, share it out with you all based on, just what I can, when I can, of, different, journals versus whatever it may be that hopefully will be of use to us all anyway. But the first one that I was researching is the American Speech Language Hearing Association, or the ASHA, abbreviated down, published the Central Auditory Processing Disorders Journal in January 2005 as an update to the Central Auditory Processing Current Status of Research and Implications for Clinical Practice, which is ASHA reference 1996. The American Academy of Audiology has released more current practice guidelines related to the disorder. Okay, basically what it's defined as, what I've been researching here in the medical side of it, before I suggest to my clinical understanding on what, this auditory processing disorder is all about. Basically, this can be developmental or acquired, basically, and may result from ear infections, head injuries, or neurodevelopmental delays that affect the processing of the auditory information that our ears are receiving from the sounds that is basically around us. This can include problems with sound localization and lateralization, auditory discrimination, auditory pattern recognition, temporal aspects of audition, including temporal interrogation, temporal discrimination, for example, your temporal gap detection, temporal ordering and temporal masking, auditory performance, incorporating acoustic signals, including dichotic listening, and auditory performance with degraded acoustic signals. Now, you're probably going to say to me, Karen, even though you did your research, can you please maybe break it down even further? If you would like that, please feel free just to like or comment below in this part of my series, so then it will give me something to do to actually research more on all these terms that I've just said to you, so that it can give you more a bit of understanding. So maybe it can be a part 2 of the definitions of what I've read through these, you know, guidelines that I've been reading from, or shall we say the journals. But from what I can gather, basically, I might have to get my glasses out. Hang on a sec, guys, so I can read my writing at the back of this paper, what I've written. Okay, auditory processing disorder, basically, in my terms of definition, is what is basically, as we know, a hearing disorder in people which the ears processes or perceives sounds of any nature. You know, normally between the hearing centers of the inner ear versus the what's that called? The middle inner ear versus the middle ear, which is the stirrup and all that creates sort of everything. But I could always illustrate how hearing works, and that if you want that as part of the series as well, comment below, you know, as well as maybe, I don't know, shall we say something about how the nervous system works, you know, along with this, basically the hearing. Because obviously, you know, as we know, as I said before, that the nerves versus the brain obviously interact with one another as a communication system. But as we know, basically, from what I researched and understand is, you know, we know that sometimes with these hearing disorders, however, when we can actually hear it correctly, sometimes the hearing centers inside the ear versus the circuits of the brain that is connected of the neurotransmitters and all the different parts of the brain, as we know, has different functions, basically doesn't correctly process the information that, you know, has been given to the brain, obviously, from what we heard. So we must have misheard or misinterpreted what we heard, and the brain doesn't always fully and ears don't fully coordinate. So basically it just manages to misread or misinterpret the language to a point where, as I said before, a delay response to something hearsay. Example, maybe, you know, with your pain receptors sort of thing of your touch as well, touch versus your pain. So something example in those two receptors is basically if you were putting your hands or fingers on top of the stove top while it's on, basically, and at the moment you can't feel anything because, you know, the surface is cold, but once you turn on the stove top and you're feeling the heat pressure on the receptors of those, you know, receptors of your touch/feels receptors, basically what happens there, obviously, as we know, once something feels too hot, it will send off a chemical signal message basically through those neurotransmitters of those sensory receptors inside the fingertips there, straight up to the arm, straight up to the neck, into the brain, and then it's supposed, you know, trying to sing the siren sounds, wheel, wheel, you know, ouch, 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 remove, you know, sort of thing. Too hot, you know, cushion, pull off. You know, many people may have the feeling and touching receptors once in a while, you know, they're really strong, sturdy. They won't feel anything of that pain threshold or, you know, that heat threshold. So something is missing inside those receptors. But like I said, if you want to know more about those type of things, how it works and everything, let me know, and I'll actually gladly do this. Anyway, I better finish this right now. Give me the like for thumbs up for support and engagement. Comment below, as I said before, if you want more information onto how this works, basically, of the, you know, nervous system, how it works, sending, you know, messages to the brain to gain a better understanding of what I was just babbling on about. This is also what I've just said about basically on the definition as such as well. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to also, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so for daily, weekly vlogs. Also, feel free to also basically share these videos around, so hopefully that it can be an educational, motivational tool, whatever purpose it was that you came onto my channel for, for seeing something different maybe, I don't know, for some sort of inspiration or just support, I'm here whenever I can, so feel free to private message me on AspieAnswersAll on Facebook or even on my YouTube channel. I'll do the best I can to do as many, answer many comments, or shall we say, any messages that I directly, privately sent to me. I know for that it can be really hard for some people, to voice out their concerns. So no further ado, guys, thanks for your support so far. Do what you love what you do. Much love and blessings to you all. Thanks for your support so far. Until next time, until I see you again, have a great day.